These are the voyages of the starship Wolfstern. Its mission: to rediscover lost worlds, to seek out their life and civilizations, to boldly go where one man has gone before. Hello again, friends and loyal Wolfpack members. Welcome back to Elite Dangerous. And we are here on our way back towards Planet Bob once again. And we have actually gone and discovered another one of our previously discovered Earth-like worlds. This one's only a little under a half the size of our Earth. And I do believe that when I actually discovered this one first time around, I actually went and named it Planet Ben. Basically, I was running short on names, so I ended up naming two of them, Bill and Ben, after the Flower Pot Man. There she is, or he is, I should say, Planet Ben. Now, this one was actually found in very quick succession. As soon as I'd actually found this one, I went and found Planet Bill as well. Now, originally, I didn't actually have the idea to name it Bill after Bill and Ben. I named it Bill after my dearly departed grandfather. But, oh well. I literally couldn't think of the name for the next planet, so I ended up calling it Ben. Oh well. But Planet Bill was actually in a very interesting system. There's Planet Bill, and I was actually getting very excited when I spotted the planet next to it, to the right. I was like, oh yes, it could be two Earth-likes, but this one was actually a terrestrial water world. But it is still actually a candidate for terraforming, so that is actually very awesome. Now, yes, now what we are currently doing is we are moving back towards Planet Bob. And for those of you who may be seeing this first and not actually seen any videos with Planet Bob in there, Planet Bob is a ringed Earth-like world that I found a while back. But anyway, just take a look at this. This was a contact, I think it's a contact trinary system. These three stars were so close together. It was absolutely amazing how close these three sister stars actually were. And it's nice just being able to see such amazing sights like this. I absolutely completely cacked myself when I jumped into this system because I actually ended up really close to the two very, very close ones. My heat on my ship skyrocketed and it freaked me the hell out. But let's carry on the trip and see if we can find Planet Bob. Now, like I said, Planet Bob was an Earth-like I found a while back, but it's a ringed Earth-like. It's two Earth masses and has a high metal content ring. But what you see here is pretty much what I do when I am out exploring. I will jump in, scan, and whilst I'm fuel scooping, I'll check the system map. I'll have a look, see if there's anything interesting, and here there is a very interesting looking planet. Now, if I'm a betting man, I would say that that was a ringed water world. Now, it's a kind of a toss-up between whether it's a water world, a high metal content, or something else along those lines. But I've seen enough water worlds to kind of recognise that that one is 99% certain it's going to be a water world. And we started scanning that from a fair distance away, so that's actually going to be a fairly large planet. I'm reckoning it's going to be at least 2 Earth masses, I'm thinking, around about that size, because we did start scanning it from about over 100 light seconds away. So whilst we go and check the system map, let's just start scanning the other one while we're at it. Yep, I thought so. Over 2. It's 2.7 Earth masses. I kind of judge it by whether or not how many light seconds away I start scanning. So for 1 Earth mass, you start scanning from roughly around about 40 to 50 light seconds away. But it's got a metal-rich ring, so I'm starting to think that the rings here would be metal-rich. But I actually forgot, whilst I was recording this, I actually forgot to go and check the outer ring. But the inner ring is actually just rocky. But there's still a good chance that the outer ring was actually metal-rich. But I don't see the point in hanging around scanning all of these all these planets, just because I do want to make some good time. Because ever since my Down Black Explorer detonated, due to my complete ineptitude several weeks back, I've been trying desperately to make up for lost time. So instead of actually sitting around and scanning a lot more things in the system, which I really should be doing to help make a bit more money, I'm literally just trying to get back into habitable space as quickly as possible after finding Planet Bob. Now, what do we find in this system? Again, let's go and fuel scoop. I set myself on a perfect trajectory to go and get the max amount of fuel scoop whilst I check the system map. And this is just a dead system, so there's no point even carrying on with this. So we'll just line up with our next target and our next target system, and we'll find out what we're going to see in one of the next systems. Currently, we have about 6 jumps left on this chain. So it's the last 6 jumps in the 1000. And look at this. This is one of the few stars I actually bother scanning whilst I'm trying to make such a good time. Presently, I only scan anything which is A-class and up. And this system looks very, very interesting. We have 2 very blue planets. That one here, yep. This one looks like it could very much be a Earth-like world, but my money is more on the water world. And this one is definitely a water world. Now, I'm hoping that these 3 planets here are actually going to be terraformable. I'm going to scan this one here as well, just to see if it is terraformable, though I do not think it will be. No, I don't think this one's going to be terraformable. It is just way too close to the star itself. So, after fuel scooping, we go and scan. Let us go and see. It's going to be a high metal content, but the question is going to be whether or not it's actually terraformable or not. Here we go. This is actually the water world that we went to scan. This is the first of the 2, and as you can see, there's very little landmass, if any, there, so that is definitely a nice little water world, and this is the second of the 2. Normally when you see them with such large polar caps and no green at all, then that's definitely a water world. But let's go and take a look at the system map. I think whilst recording I actually forgot to go and check whether the closest one to the star was actually terraformable or not. But this one is just a terrestrial water world, not terraformable, because it's not terraformable. Now, I'm not sure what about it made it non-terraformable, but it is very small. Maybe that was something to do with it. But this one's even smaller. But this one is a candidate for terraforming. This is about 1/6 of the size of Earth. And yes, no, this one is, I did actually check, and this one is a high metal content planet, but it is definitely not terraformable. Now, this is the last one here. I went to check whether or not it was terraformable. It turned out not to be, which is a shame, but it's still a very nice looking little planet. It has a very nice shade of red to it. I really do like the look of that one. So it's still a nice little collection to my tanked planets. And what have we here? This looks like either a F or a G class star. I'm not really sure. I don't remember actually checking. But I saw a very interesting looking little planet down here. Well, not exactly interesting, but it was the only one in the system that appeared to have any form of atmosphere. So let's go and have a look and find out whether or not it actually is terraformable or not. Now, there's no doubt in my mind that planet is actually going to be a high metal content, But at this point we just want to determine whether or not it's going to be terraformable or not. And after getting fuel we decide to just go straight over. I'm going to cut this bit out because it is a bit of a way. And there we go, we're right next to the planet. I keep trying to say star when I'm saying planet, and that's not what I mean. But it is a high metal content, but I do believe it was not actually terraformable. But just look at this. This is very similar to the previous high metal content we took a look at, but this is a much more muted tone. And what have we here? Let's go and have a look. This is a very interesting system. We have some very colourful planets here. We've got what look like two high metal content, another high metal content, and possible two water worlds. But just look at those orbital lines. Those are really weird. And this one over here looks like an ammonia world. This one here, I'm not sure. Probably a high metal content. So I'm going to go and scan the entirety of this system. Basically, the last things I'm going to not going to scan is actually those two little moons. But we come back as I have scanned pretty much everything. So let's work from one side, and let's go and see whether or not this system is completely terraformable, which is what I'm hoping for. So let's have a look. Okay, this was a high metal content. This is the last one I just scanned. It's 1.7 Earth masses, and it's a methane-rich atmosphere, but with a lot of ammonia. It's basically a perfect mix of those three different things. And this one is an ammonia rich. It's not terraformable, but it's a high metal content with ammonia atmosphere. This one is another high metal content, carbon dioxide rich, but I have a feeling it's too far away from the star to actually be terraformable, which does not bode well for the next one, because I don't think it's in the Goldilocks zone at all. Yep, so this one is... Oh, that's actually a terrestrial water world. So that is kind of cool. I was actually completely expecting this to be a high metal content. But it's ammonia rich, and it's not terraformable, so I do believe it is just completely out of the Goldilocks zone. Well, let's have a look here. We have a terrestrial water world that is a candidate for terraforming, so this is absolutely awesome. And this one is... It's half the size of Earth, so the gravity on there would be roughly half of what it is here. We've got another high metal content, and this one is terraformable, so I have a feeling that these three here in their small little orbital period, well, they're all orbiting one another. So I reckon they're all going to be terraformable. But this one is a mostly nitrogen-based atmosphere. This one, another water world. This one is, again, a candidate for terraforming. It's a nitrogen-based atmosphere, mostly nitrogen, some oxygen and some carbon dioxide. And this last one here is another high metal content, which is terraformable. So this world has got a grand total of 4 terraformable worlds in it. So that is absolutely awesome. So these 4 here are all terraformable. I wasn't certain about the one closest. And we have another... Oh, it's just so many awesome things in this system. We have 3 water worlds, a bunch of high metal content, and just these 2 I didn't bother scanning. Because they're rocky moons, I didn't see the point in it. Okay, so we're back on our trip again, and ooh, this kind of looks interesting. What is this? How far away are we? We are 127 light seconds away from this star, so I think this star is actually going to be a slightly large one. So let's have a look on the system map and find out. Holy hell, look at the size of that beauty. This is an S-class star. These things are absolutely huge. It claims to be around about, I think it's like 1 solar mass or something. I don't really know how to read that one really, but it's huge in comparison to the rest of these ones down the bottom. The ones down the bottom, they're not very big. They're mainly M-class stars. Oh, a couple of K-class stars as well. Look at that one, it's hiding behind the S-class. It's like, no, you will never find me. So this is absolutely epic. It's not very often I come across S-class stars. Or actually, as a matter of fact, they're one of the rarer class of stars. Right, so how far are the other two out? They are over 250,000 light seconds out. So there's no chance in hell I'm actually going to go over and scan those, just because it's too much time for me right now. You can see here where I've come from. I've come from the center of the galaxy, so I'm moving inexorably towards the corner of space. We pretty much just jumped through one of the gaps in the legs of the arms in the galaxy. I was considering going to go and visit that nebula, but I haven't really. I didn't bother in the end. Like I said, I just want to get back towards civilized space. So right now, what I'm actually doing is looking around, trying to find neutron stars. Because the area where we are on this map is actually fairly close to a bunch of neutron stars. I actually dropped down through the galactic plane, going a lot lower down, and we've got a lot of white dwarfs, we've got a lot of neutron stars, and I also have the K-class stars, sorry, the G-class stars tagged, just so I can actually know where I can go and refuel from every so often. Because you cannot actually refuel from neutron stars or white dwarfs, so it's nice to have something I can go and refuel from. And on my way as well, I found another awesome little site. We found ourselves another black hole. Now, if I remember rightly, this is 2 or 3, I think this is 3 black holes that I found that were previously undiscovered, so I now should have my name on at least 2 black holes. I think, like I said, I think it's 3. And what have we here? Just finished fuel scooping, and hello, I remember this system. I see you, stranger. Oh, so long have has it been since I've seen you? This, ladies and gentlemen, is Planet Bob. Planet Bob, may I introduce you to the Wolf Pack? This is the planet I was so devastated that I lost its location to when my Diamondback Explorer detonated. Because I did not actually take notes as to where this system was. And thankfully, we have found him. This is Planet Bob. And he has high metal content rings. And I know a lot of you guys wanted to have a look at Planet Bob from the rings. And that's something I forgot to do last time I was here. So in a way, it is very nice. It is good that my ship detonated, so that I can bring you some better views and some amazing visuals such as this. Now, as you can see, the ring is looking a little bit iffy in the very distance, and that's an issue in 1.3. But you should be watching this when 1.4 is live, and there should no longer be any of those issues from then on. But anyway, Commanders, I do hope you've enjoyed the trip to come and find Planet Bob. If so, please do hit that like button. It really does help my channel out. And if you haven't already, hit that big subscribe button to join the Wolfpack. You'll get notifications from whenever I release new videos. And if you're still hungry for more Elite Dangerous content, go and check out the list of my affiliated channels down on the right. And until next time, Commanders, keep flying and stay shiny.